And those pictures speak for themselves. The adventure continues today. Welcome to stage 2 of the Abu Dhabi Desert Challenge. As a new day dawned here in Abu Dhabi for the competitors on two wheels, the desert loomed strong. A tough day of action lay before them, and for some, today, dreams would be shattered. Overnight leader Tosha Sharina would be first into the stage this morning, and the Spaniard knew that honour would punish him.
We're going to try to lose the less time possible. And now I think we have another difficult mission, is choose which one lens we are going to use, because today is so close, the weather, the time, so we will see.
With his lens chosen but no lines to follow in the sand from riders ahead of him, Sharina was relying solely on his own navigational skills. Inevitably, he dropped time, eventually finishing the stage 7th in class, over 9 minutes down. Elsewhere, Ross Branch on the Hero was also in the wars, and this time it was worse. The happy-go-lucky man from Botswana came into today 4th overall in Rally GP, but that would all soon ebb away. Just 107 kilometres in, Branch forced to stop as a result of a burnt-out clutch, and his rally is over.
You know, this is the toughest race on the body and on the bike as well, so you can kind of expect it, you know, so it's one of the things that's happened. We in one piece, we're safe and we're healthy, and we just got to shift our thoughts to South Africa the next round, you know.
Back in the fight and looking to make inroads into the rally leaders ahead of him came Luciano Benavides. 3rd overall coming into today, and the Argentinian was absolutely on it. Quicker than both Sharina and Ricky Brabec means Benavides jumps to 2nd overall in class. A good day out today, but he will be 2nd into the dunes tomorrow.
Didn't feel so comfortable on the bike with the setting today, but I tried to still push and catch the guys in front, and at the end, I finished, I think, in a good position, and we are still in the fight for the race.
Back with the Honda boys then, and Adrian van Beveren led the charge for the Japanese manufacturer today. While Sharina and Brabec struggled with navigation, AVB capitalised, 3rd fastest.
I didn't feel so fast at the beginning. It was really fast and many subcar, many shots. I like this terrain. It's quite cloudy, so the visibility is different, but yeah, it's the same for everybody, and I'm happy. I gave my best, and this is how we race.
With Ross Branch out, the hero effort fell on the shoulders of Nacho Corneo, and the Chilean rider did not disappoint. It's been a good start to the year for the 30-year-old and has settled into the team quickly after 7 years riding a Honda. Today, he went 2nd fastest in the stage and bumped himself up the overall leaderboard from 7th to 5th.
I enjoyed the riding since the beginning, felt a lot more loose, did some touches to the suspension from yesterday to today, and it worked. I'm feeling very confident. So overall, a good day, solid day, I think, around the top spots. So happy for that. It will be a battle every day. The guys are pushing hard, so we will see how it goes.
But after a steady start yesterday, Daniel Sanders, with those clutch issues from day one now solved, was showing his real pace. The undoubted star of today, Sanders took the stage win by nearly 4 minutes and jumps into the overall lead of the rally. But has he moved too soon? He has massive navigational challenges tomorrow.
Yeah, a much better day. We changed a few things on the bike from last night just to get a little bit more comfortable. We came into the race with a new setting. Yeah, I got back into the rhythm a little bit today. It was good, and I think we made some time. But yeah, happy with the riding today, and hopefully can improve tomorrow a little bit more.
Confirmation of Daniel Sanders' win today. KTM back on top ahead of Nacho Corneo and Adrian van Beveren. All 3 manufacturers represented in the podium positions. So KTM topped the standings with Sanders and Benavides separated by just under 2.5 minutes. Rally 2 now, and it was business as usual for South Africa's Michael Doherty. Once again stamping his authority on the rest of the field with another stage win today, despite not having perfect conditions.
With about 50 or 60 k's to go, my whole roadbook tower broke off, so I didn't have any tools or anything to fix it, so I had to ride the last 50 k's with one hand. So it was not nice, not ideal, but yeah, we're here at the finish.
Keeping him honest, though, was Tobias Ebster. He was second fastest through, but hit with a 15-minute penalty following an engine change yesterday. The young Austrian drops to 4th overall, but you can guarantee he will be charging over the final 3 days. As will this man, Konrad Dabrowski. After doing a good job opening the stage yesterday, the pole went 2 better today to set the second fastest time and moves up to 2nd in the overall standings.
Better day for me today, but the day was sketchy. I mean, we had a really poor visibility, but I made it to the finish a lot more smoothly than yesterday, and I'm happy about that.
Confirmation of Doherty's second stage win in a row ahead of Ebster and Dabrowski. In the overall standings, Doherty extends his lead to nearly 16 minutes from the charging Dabrowski, with new boy Roy Barbosa in 3rd. In the quads, the dream of 5 wins in a row is but a distant memory for local hero Abdulaziz Ali. As expected, he started strong and was setting the pace, but away from our cameras, stopped in the stage today with electrical problems, and he will go no further. That hands the mantle to Antanas Kanopkinas, who also stopped with Ali briefly to try and help the Lithuanian over 3.5 minutes faster than Marek Loeb.
So every day everything is changing, and this is the race and only the second day. Yeah, so 3 days to do, so a lot of changes can happen.
So Kanopkinas leads the quads home today, but just 18 seconds ahead of Loeb, with Gaëtan Martinez rounding out the top 3. All that means Kanopkinas leads Loeb in the overall fight by over 3.5 minutes, with Martinez in 3rd.
Mazira, start and finish of the second special. Moraes, winner on Sunday and the early leader of this year's Ultimates. Mountains, the Abu Dhabi sand that reared its head on today's 228 kilometers. Monday morning, as drivers readied themselves for this next test, more mayhem in the massive dunes. Mouth-watering. Forget Star Wars, this is Wars of the Cars stars. Whilst tyre pressures were adjusted, Yazid Al-Raji filled us in on yesterday and what it means going forward.
Yesterday we have a small problem with engine, I think mapping wrong or something like that. Plus we take it carefully, but today we try more, but we don't want to take a lot of risk, you know. Too easy here, you can stop and lose everything, and the championship is long. That's most important, to make it clever, collect points, and we push when we need.
It wasn't just tyres that were the subject of this morning's discussions. Yazid, Matthias Ekstrom and Guy Botterill were sharing tips on how best to surf that sand. This morning the cars went through the start at 3-minute intervals, starting with yesterday's winners Lucas Moraes and Armand Monleon. But incredibly, Lucas gets travel sick in a car. I mean, what a profession to choose. So each day the Brazilian pops some pills.
Pill time, so we don't get motion sickness in the dunes. This is perfect for first day, second day, third, fourth and fifth day. The whole package.
Once the racing got underway, they led again through checkpoints 1, 2 and 3, and their gap widened to a minute after 100k. But within 35 kilometres, there was something of an onslaught to deal with, as first Al-Raji and then X-Raid Mini's João Ferreira started to push. The situation was made much trickier for Moraes when he suffered a puncture when still well placed. Ferreira wasn't able to sustain his challenge, finishing in 10th spot eventually. His teammate Guillaume de Mevius came in 3 places higher. Meanwhile, the whole field had a Dacia driver double to deal with as Sebastian Loeb and Nasser al-Attiyah took over at the top. The Qatari pushed hard from 60 kilometres out and was never re-caught by Moraes, although a penalty for last year's winner meant he was 3rd today. It hasn't been a sparkling start for the two M-Sport Ford T1 Raptors here in Abu Dhabi, Mitch Guthrie and Matthias Ekstrom. Let's go, on board with Ford. 11th and 15th yesterday, Guthrie and Ekstrom were both outside the top 10 again today in 11th and 12th. It was a bad day at the office too for Saud Variawa, who came to a complete halt 90k from the finish and lost nearly 2 hours by the time he and Francois Cazalet got back to Mazira in their Toyota Gazoo Hilux. It was worse, though, for the German Daniel Schroeder. He was on top for a short while yesterday, but lost 14 hours today. And it was even worse for 2018 champion Martin Prokop in his Orlen Jippo car. He had to abandon the special less than halfway through. The Czech has 3 second-place finishes here too, but although it looks like he'll be able to start tomorrow, it won't be a 5th podium for him this year. No such problems for the stage winners. Seb Loeb and Fabien Lurquin had gone out in front by 139 kilometres, and they never looked back. They came across the line 1 minute 42 ahead of Moraes and Monleon, and 2:37 up on their teammates al-Attiyah and Edouard Boulanger after that penalty. It's their first ever W2RC victory in the Dacia Sandrider.
The day was good. We tried to push hard in this stage. So finally, the beginning we were losing a little bit of time. I know, because when we stopped, we see at what time he started again. So at the second part of the stage, I tried really to push at the maximum, and so we did a good day. No mistake. The car was very good, so no problem.
Loeb took the day then, with Moraes ending up in a Sandrider sandwich after al-Attiyah's penalty. Al-Raji and Quintero are 4th and 5th. The top 3 on the day are the top 3 overall, while Quintero and de Mevius are both within 8.5 minutes of the lead.
What a fight it is already turning out to be in the Challenger class, and today will prove to be no different. Into the action then, and for Marcus Baumgart, not registered to score in the W2RC Championship, but he was still right on the money. The Brazilian had a good clean run through today's stage to go 3rd fastest.
The stage, it's a lot of sun. Maybe it's different sun of beach of Brazil, but it's very nice. I'm happy to finish every day, and maybe we have more 3 days for finish, and maybe a good position from finish the already. It's good for us.
Ahead of him, and it was business as usual between the other 2 BBR Motorsport competitors of Dania Akil and Yassir Saedan. Once again going head-to-head in the fight for overall honours. Yesterday she won the stage. Today, Akil would have to settle for second.
Yeah, it was a nice stage, typical empty quarter stage, lots of dunes, lots of soft sand, camel grass, nothing unusual.
That left Yassir Saedan to set the pace, and he took every opportunity with open arms. The Saudi Arabian outpacing his compatriot by over 4.5 minutes, and with that, takes the overall lead of the class.
It was great. It was very nice stage. Really difficult, not easy. It's really hard stage. We had a slow puncher, but we were pushing the first part. We overtook Dania. We made a very good gap, but in the refuel we found the tire lost some air. So in the second part we slowed down the rhythm to not have more problems. But I think we did a very good job.
A good day then for Saedan, well clear of Akil and Baumgart. Pau Navarro in 4th, with Nicolas Cavigliaso struggling to make an impact. Saedan then leads by over 3.5 minutes from Akil in 2nd, with Baumgart jumping up to 3rd overall ahead of Pau Navarro.
In the SSVs, Sheikh Khalid Al-Qasimi and Ola Flern had posted 2nd and 3rd so far. They hoped they'd be higher up today, but I don't think this is what they had in mind. A few hundred meters in, a big problem. Khalid explains.
Less than a kilometer, and there's a big bank went into the, so it looks like, and there was a lot of rattling down. It felt like a prop shot or something like that. So we just stopped the car and went back to the start. That's the game of the rally.
One pair who have had nothing but smooth sailing over the opening days, Jeremias Gonzalez Ferrioli and Jose Sebastian Cesena. 2 race days, 2 victories, and the Argentinians are, quite rightly, all smiles so far.
Today's stage we have bigger dunes. We are really enjoying Abu Dhabi and the dunes, so hopefully we have a clean stage and some good pace.
There have been no smiles for championship leader Alexandra Pinto though. 9th in qualifying before losing 3 hours on stage 1. The bad news keeps on coming. Last to finish today, shipping another 1.25 hours. It wasn't just Pinto who suffered. Defending champion Mansour Bilhileh had been lying 2nd overall, but finished more than half an hour down on the stage winner in 5th, 1 ahead of his father Yahya. So who did have a good day? Well, 6 on the podium and 3 of them were Italian. Michele Chinotto and Maurizio Dominella started 5th, lost time early, then recovered well and finished strongly to take 3rd by 26 seconds, ahead of another home driver, Atif Al-Zuruni. Nearly 26 minutes ahead of them, though, was compatriot Enrico Gaspari. He and Frenchman Antoine Lecourbe had ended in 4th, both specials so far, and they were way too good for those behind them on stage 2. But once again, they were no match for Ferrioli and Cesena, who set off first and extended their lead through every single time check, taking another victory, this one by a commanding 13 minutes and 47 seconds. Out of sight, in command, in a league of their own, miles ahead, far superior, well clear, beyond compare, uncatchable? Nah, there's still a lot of racing to come.
It was tricky these last few kilometers. It was some big drops and some holes in the sand, but we managed through. We took no big risk, so we're happy to be here.
Having said that, it was another near-perfect day for the Brazilian and another demoralising one for his rivals, especially Bilhileh. The gap at the top grew bigger, and now stands at over half an hour already. Gasperi is up to second, and Pinto in 10th must now focus on the W2RC points. The empty quarter is barren and desolate, but even here there is life. Flora and fauna, camels, Arabian ox, arachnids and sand gazelles. And once a year, cars, bikes, quads and buggies, and they'll all be in action on stage 3. The vehicles, that is, not the camels and gazelles. Catch you tomorrow, rally fans.